he knows the pathway to follow when you accuse somebody of corruption. We challenge him to stop banding figures, but he should mention names of those whom he claimed corrupted themselves.
And that was a wish of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and they dared the All Progressives Congress government to come out with names. Less than 24 hours later, the federal government granted the request of the main opposition, PDP, and top on the list is the #1 man in the party, Prince Uche Secondus, the PDP national chairman.
The PDP said they did not loot the treasury. Well, I'm sure they know that the treasury was looted dry under their watch. Yet they decided to grandstand. This shows the holiness of the apology to Nigerians. Let's just give them a teaser with this small list. We insist that Nigeria was looted blind under the watch of the PDP, and that the starting point in tendering an apology is for them to return the loot. It's like a robber admitting to stealing your car and apologizing, but then insisting he will still keep the car. It doesn't work that way. The PDP is an hypocrite.
After all said at the press conference, Channels Television wanted to get answers from the federal government spokesperson on the issues relating to allegations of corruption in the ruling APC government.
All I can tell you is that nobody in this government who is accused of corruption will not be investigated. And once the investigation is done, it's completely out of the hands of government. The law will take its course.
There's the issue of the SGF, the former DG of NIA. These cases are pending. It does look like nothing is being done on this case.
I think what you should find out what exactly is being done about those cases, because if I remember very well, I know that action is being taken on them.
The 2019 election cannot be diffused from all of these issues raised from the two frontline political parties. We also sought to know whether government is weary of some agitations and criticisms on the lips of some Nigerians on the street.
Our records, our achievement is enough to win us re-election. I've no doubt about that, either in the area of fighting corruption, in the area of revamping the economy, or in the area of fighting insecurity.
Beyond the back and forth over the issues of corruption is the role of the citizen. Definitely, as the election season approaches, voters will ask critical questions amidst several issues such as huge infrastructure deficit and questions of quality of life. Indeed, 2019 will be a crucial year. Seun Akimaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
Welcome back. Well, yes, as you may have known, the federal government has since released more names, and as some papers reported this morning, some say 23 more names have been released by the government, as referring to them as those who looted the treasury. In fact, some put figures. They say FG releases list, says 24 persons looted. Look at that, 19.82 billion naira. Dollars, I beg your pardon. That's some 320 billion naira. They did that calculation. But that's what we're focusing on this morning, both the legal, political implications, and otherwise. I've got on my immediate right, I've got Mr. Shittu, who is a legal practitioner and the lecturer in Faculty of Law, University of Lagos. And I've got on my far right, Mr. Eguabor, who is the publisher of the now arrested National Interest newspaper, also political analyst. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on. And happy Easter to both of you.
Happy Easter.
I don't know how happy those who their names have been listed here will be this morning. But let me start with you, Mr. Shittu. Is there anything wrong with federal government releasing this list?
Well, there are several perspectives to this. Speaking as a lawyer who's obsessed with the theory of the rule of law, my preference would be a trial process that will establish the guilt of or innocence of whoever is accused of any criminal offense. And that is consistent with the democratic tradition. Because reputations are involved here, and we shouldn't begin to jump into conclusions at this stage, which is the effect this kind of publication could have. I think here we must commend the Chief Justice of the Federation, who has directed that special courts be established in all the jurisdictions around the country. Now is the time to take advantage of that initiative and get those who are accused of any criminal offense properly arraigned before a court of competent jurisdiction in order to determine their guilt or innocence. That's one perspective. The other perspective is that the release of the name is in reaction to a challenge. You saw and I think the PDP secretary, publicity secretary, apparently did not foresee what has come out. He challenged the government frontally that you don't. And when a personality like the vice president, who's a renowned professor of law, comes out to make a declaration, which he made in the Bola Tinubu colloquium, nobody will say that